All right, everyone. How is it going, Founders Club? You should have some audio at this point. Hopefully, you guys can hear. I know a lot of you guys are reaching about the audio. Thank you for that. There has not been audio until right now. So, guys, welcome to our inaugural season ticket holder meet and greet. This is going to look a little bit different this year than in years future. And we have a lot of fun in store for you guys and a lot of great information for you guys coming up in the next very little bit. So a couple things before we get started. Look at the bottom of this chat of this screen right now. You're going to see a little bubble. It says chat. If you guys have any questions throughout this at any time, type that to us. It's going to come to us and our team over here with the FredNats. And what we're going to be doing is taking time to answer your questions. So far, you guys have been doing a great job with asking questions. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. We want those questions. So far, it does look like we will answer everybody's question with the information that we have for you guys coming up here in just a little bit, which is good. Guys, so we'll kick things off. We're a couple minutes after 6 o'clock. If you're anything like me, fashionably late is a good thing. So we wanted to make sure to give you guys a couple minutes to get on in here. So the first thing that I would like to do is introduce myself. My name is Nick Hall. I am the Executive Vice President and General Manager for your Fredericksburg Nationals, and we could not be any more excited to be able to have this meeting, be able to e-meet you, even if that is a thing, and be able to kick this season off. We are so close to opening day at this point. We have a couple announcements before we get going. The things that we are going to cover today, we are going to cover the COVID plans and what we have for safety here inside the stadium. We're also going to cover the seating structure. What does that look like? How do e-tickets work? And how can you transfer all that kind of stuff? We're going to talk about how the seating plan and seating arrangements are going to work. And then finally, what we're going to do, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun for you guys, is we are working on right now on getting Mario, our head coach, our manager for the team, in for an interview with your FredNats broadcaster, Eric Bremer. Now, before we get started, I want to do two announcements that are a lot of fun. You know, one of the questions we're getting a lot of, and I'm just going to clear the air right now. If you are, no matter what type of plan holder you are, if you are a full season, half season, or a mini plan holder, you do have you have tickets. You have tickets. We can tell you that right now, even with the restrictions. We have a lot going on with the restrictions, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. For those of you who have a full season and a half season, don't forget those memos that we had sent out. You will be credited 15% back to your account towards next year's season tickets. And that's just because of the lost games that we're already experiencing from 70 down to 60. So that's a positive for you guys. And then one other announcement right now, if you are watching this, that means you are either a full season or a half season Founders Club member, or a Founders Club member or a half season ticket holder. So this is the first time we're announcing this. So get excited. We are having a free event for you guys. It is a free event on May 4th. Now, May 11th is our home opener, but on May 4th, the team itself is opening on the road in Lynchburg. And what we are going to do is we are going to stream the game on this here Jumbotron, and we're going to stream the game live inside the stadium, and you guys are going to have tickets inside the park, and we're going to treat this like a real game. It helps us as a night for training. And also, too, it's a great benefit for you guys to be able to come and see this amazing stadium and see how it's going to actually work on a game night. So really excited for that. Some of the things that, I think that's there's a lot of excitement going on with that at the moment. The first thing that we're going to talk about today, though, is some of the seating arrangements and how this works. So for starters, if you are in this right now, I can tell you, you do have tickets for this year. One of the main questions was also, how did we do the seating arrangement? And we're going to get to that on some of the things that we are kind of poised with as far as challenges. We'll definitely get there as well. So what I want to do first is I want to talk about some of the things that are going to be a little different and a little unique for COVID this year. So first thing you can kind of see up on your screen right now, you can see kind of some of the main bullet points that we are going to be experiencing this year. And for starters, that is due from straight down from our friends at Major League Baseball. All fans this year are required to wear masks. There is not an exception. All fans 2 and over must wear a mask. That is in your seats, that is moving around. We're going to do some things to be ensuring that. A lot of announcements throughout the park, as well as our ushers making their ways up and down the aisles, just reminding everybody kindly to be able to wear your mask. So we appreciate your guys' help with that. The next one is fan seating will be in pods. Now, this is the number one question that we have been getting here with the FredNats on what that means. What that means is that, and I saw the question. Unfortunately, it does not matter if you're vaccinated or not vaccinated. The entire stadium must be socially distanced. And one aspect of that is that we are also at the mercy of the government's orders in the state of Virginia, the state governor's office, on what our capacity can be. Right now, that capacity is 30%, and each private party must be spaced out by a minimum of 6 feet. So what that means is when you come on a given game night, you are going to have however many tickets you have, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 6, whatever that looks like, you are going to have those tickets, and they are going to be spread out 6 feet from the next group by you. That's how it works right now. Now, hopefully down the road, as things loosen up, so will our guidelines as well, because quite frankly, we want to pack the park, but we want to do it in the most safest way possible. And right now that is, according to the governor's office, that is 6-foot social distancing. The next part that we want to talk about is that the ballpark will be cashless. This is extremely important. Spread this news to all your fans and friends and family that might be coming to games. The ballpark is cashless, and that starts in the parking lot. So it is a swipe only park. There are a lot of reasons for that. First of all, it is going to limit the contacts between our staff and you guys, our fans. And that's really important to us because that just makes everything one extra layer of safety. And last but not least, no matter what's happening with COVID, foul balls still hurt. So guys, please be aware of foul balls inside the stadium. We're going to do everything to keep you guys safe, but when it comes down to it, still be sure to pay attention. Now, some other things, gotta dive into this just a little bit more on what this is going to look like. Like we just talked about the cashless payment system. We talked about why we're going to do that. We also talked about the seating arrangements. How the seating actually worked is that all of our full season ticket holders were given the opportunity to give their preference on seats. We had an overwhelming response that we want to see some baseball. Our Founder Club wants to see some baseball, and I don't blame you guys. I'm right there with you as well. Because of that answer, until the government's orders do loosen up a little bit, we have actually filled the stadium with our mini plans, our half season tickets, and our full season tickets. That is where we're at right now. We are in an unfortunate scenario. Look, we wanted the Founders Club to be exclusive. We didn't want it to necessarily be this exclusive, but this is the hand that we are dealt. And we are still excited for you guys to be able to see some baseball. But right now, where we're at, until we get that 30% up to 50, maybe even a little higher, we are full. We are full on capacity. So single game tickets at this moment are not going to be available until we have a little bit more word on our local restrictions. We do have the ability for suites and a couple groups as well. So keep that in mind. But the seating bowl itself is packed full. Ballpark entry and exit. The number one thing you guys need to know is that masks are required to enter the ballpark. And they are required to move around in the ballpark. This is coming from MLB. So no matter what happens at the state level with the recommendation of masks or no masks, we will be wearing masks and enforcing a mask policy all year round, all year long. So please keep that in mind when coming up to the stadium. Ticket purchasing and servicing. This is a huge thing. And Derek, we have Derek in the other room right now getting ready to show you guys what this looks like. But ticket purchasing and ticket servicing is going to be a recommendation by us that we do everything from a mobile and e-ticket perspective. He is going to talk to you guys about what that looks like when you guys receive your tickets. They are all going to be electronic. Now, for those of you that may see that as uncomfortable, stay tuned. You guys will be able to meet your reps at the end of this call, and what they're going to be able to do with that is they can still print your tickets. We still have the ability to print tickets, but where we're at right now, in order for safety and many other ways, we do want to make this a completely digital ticketing process here with the FredNats. Okay, guys, a few last things. This is just a few places inside the stadium. Restrooms, guys, there is going to be so much extra cleaning going on inside the stadium this year. We have hired excess of staff just to make sure that every area is clean and sanitized, and the restrooms are definitely one of those areas. Every other urinal and stall will be closed to ensure that social distancing. So just keep that in mind when you're at the stadium. We still have plenty of restrooms for everybody. The team store is also very much affected. We saw this actually with our open house this past weekend. The team store had a line. We're not going to lie about that. So what we have already decided to do is we are opening up satellite team store locations in left field and right field and the current team store to try to spread that out and get everybody through, but at the same time, do it in a safe, socially distanced manner. The next thing we want to talk about, promotions and on-field activities. This already has generated quite a lot of questions, guys. For COVID this year, things are going to look a little different if you're used to seeing a minor league baseball game. There is not going to be entertainment on the field itself. Now, that sounds awful, but we do have so many other areas of the stadium that we're going to be able to utilize. And also, we have a massive jumbotron that you're going to be able to see all of our promotions on. With this in mind, there's also a buffer zone inside the park that we must adhere to for the players. That is 12 feet from each bullpen and 12 feet from each dugout, that there can be no fans within. So one of the questions that I've already seen was about autographs. Unfortunately, this year, guys, this is going to be a near impossible task for us to be able to do safely, especially with the restrictions that Major League Baseball has on what the field and the bubble that the players are in are actually being held to. Last and certainly not least are the food and beverage policies. We, in our serving areas, we have hired excess staff to wipe down every counter, to be sanitizing at all times. We are going to make this an incredibly safe environment to be able to watch a baseball game and bring your family out to. So we are going to be releasing our entire COVID plan later this week in a PDF form that will be actually on our social media. You'll be able to see this, and you'll be able to see a breakdown of everything I've talked about and much more than I've talked about. Just wanted to make sure that you guys had a first look at what this is. I wanted to kind of knock this out of the way early before we move on. So one more time, guys, if you are just joining in, look at the bottom of the screen. Look at the bottom of the screen. You should see a button that says chat. If I have talked about a subject and you still have a question, please hit us with that chat. We are live. So we're going to be answering as many questions as possible. So for seats, it's very important to know. We're about to send it over to Derek to give you the digital walkthrough on what tickets actually look like. But just so you know how it has worked, we did reseat everybody based on the preference that you guys gave as we sent out those letters on if you would like to come to games or scale back your package. We have reseated you guys based on date that you signed up for the Founders Club. So if you've been waiting 2 years, you got the first seats closest to the field. It was the only way to be able to do that, guys. All right, without further ado, I think Derek is chomping at the bit now to get started, guys. Hit us with those comments while Derek is those comments and questions while Derek is talking, and then we'll be able to answer some questions. So without further ado, let's shift this thing over to Derek.
Hello, everyone. My name is Derek. I'm the box office manager here with the FredNats. Thanks for taking the time to listen to this presentation. I wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of how everything's going to work this year, starting with pod seating. These are going to be scattered throughout the ballpark in adherence to the Virginia state guidelines. And then tickets will be distributed in your online account on a month-to-month basis. So this presentation is going to walk you through how to access your tickets, how to forward your tickets, and how to look at your account credits this year. So here we go. Okay, so logging in for the first time, you guys are going to go to FredNats.com, and under the tickets and promotions tab, we'll have a link for you to access your tickets and come to a login page that looks like this. So for the first time you log in, you're going to type in your email address. Then you're going to create the reset password button right here. So click the reset password button. This will prompt you to, again, re-enter your email. Press submit. You will then receive an email that will give you a temporary password, which you will then have to log in with again to actually go in and change and update your current temporary password. So here's what the email will look like. You can just scroll down here and find your temporary password. You can click on that and copy and paste it into the enter password tab. Press login. On this next page, you will have to do the same thing. Just type in your temporary password and then create a new password of your choosing. Once you're done, click Save Changes. You can exit out of this and then take you back to the login page where you just fill out your new information. So once you log in, this is the page that you'll come to. It's basically your My Home page where you'll be able to manage all of your ticket inventory. So lots of cool features that we can utilize on this page. We're going to start with how to forward your tickets. You're going to look at the left side of the screen right here on the forward button. You're going to click on that. This will show your events and tickets that you have available to forward. Click on that and then choose the game and the section and the seats that you want to forward. And then you're going to click on the Choose Friend button down here to add a friend who can access your tickets. So once you do that, you click Add Friend, type in their first and last name and email. This is very important as that's how they will be receiving their tickets from you. Once you're done with that, click Create Friend, confirm that you want to forward to that friend, and press Forward Tickets. You'll then get this message that will say your tickets have been forwarded, and now your friend will go into their email and find the tickets that you forwarded to them. So it's going to look something like this, or you can just follow the directions here at the bottom of the page. You can you can access the tickets here, you can return the tickets, or even send a thank you note as well too. So that's basically how to forward your tickets. And our next step we're going to go over is how to print your tickets directly from this page. So again, you're going to go to the left side of the screen, click on the Print Tickets tab here, and then this will show the games and events that you have available to print. You click on that, scroll down, make sure you have the available tickets that you would like to print. I'm going to print this ticket right here. Click on that, press continue. And you'll ask you to confirm the tickets that you have. Click print if you would like to print them. Then you got a couple options here. You can either add to your Google or Apple wallet, or you can press view and print tickets, which will generate a PDF print at home ticket that looks something like this. You can just bring that directly into the ballpark at the term of entry. So our final step that we're going to go over here today is the account credits. All of you guys will be receiving credits based off of the number of games missed. So it'll be a good way to kind of purchase future tickets and stuff like that. So here's the credit button up here on the left-hand side of the screen. You can click on that to find out what your balance is like. And then you can apply that to future purchases. So that's kind of how everything looks through the online ticket accounts. Wanted to thank you guys for taking the time to listen to this. I hope it was helpful. We'll be sending out a recording of this as well as an accompanied PowerPoint to give you guys a better idea of everything going on. So thank you guys again. We look forward to seeing you out of the ballpark. Go Nats.
All right. Thank you, Derek. Sorry about that pause, guys. Okay. Thank you, Derek. Okay, guys, keep the questions coming. This is really great. So a few things. I just want to mention the ones that everybody is asking right now. No, you can't make the account yet. You do have to be emailed from us an account with your tickets actually already in it. Then you'll use that temporary password. You'll change your password to a real password, all that kind of stuff. That video will that Derek's segment right there. We've recorded that just now. We're going to send that to you guys so that you guys will have a walkthrough on how to use that. So that is making sure you guys know that. Real quick, looking at this. So just to let you know, when we get to, I'm going to go through these questions. The number one question is when we get our dates. Please bear with us. Our plan is next week, but we do need to wait until we get word from the governor's office what the plan for May will be. Our hope right now is that if this increases from 30% to higher, that we would actually have to do a completely new seating plan. Now, what that means though, is you guys are still guaranteed tickets. So bear with us. We can't distribute your tickets until we know, because if the capacity raises, it changes everything that we've already put into there. So I hope you guys can understand. Our plan though is next week to have you guys your tickets and your information in hand. Okay, so I'm going to go through a few of these questions. Chrissy King, do we need to have clear bags for our items? Yes, our bag policy here at the park is a clear bag policy. This is for security purposes, and this is not a COVID thing. This is going to be how the park operates. So guys, please keep in mind that you do have to have a clear bag if you're going to be bringing a bag into the park. Dara, you said you don't have single seats, you have a tabletop. Guys, if you have bought 2 tickets, they're together. If you bought a tabletop, you still have a table. If you bought 47 tickets, we have been able to do the 47 tickets. Because Raymond Farmer, you did ask 6 feet of spacing between groups, but not within groups, correct? That is exactly right. 6 feet from the next closest group, but you guys are still grouped together. Your kids will not be 6 feet away from you. You will be right there with your own group, but separate from the other groups inside the stadium. I think that we did go over RB, not sure a solution, but for half season and mini plan holders, a method for ticket swap would be very helpful for games we can't make. That was part of actually picking the actual plan that you pick. So if you have a mini plan and you pick 15 specific games, those are not tradable for other games. That was kind of the point of picking the actual plans themselves. Getting through these, guys, getting through these. What about the Founders Club plaque? Stephen Cochran, that is going to be up for opening day. You guys will see that when you're out there. Your name will be on that plaque, and it will be up here in the stadium for years to come. Very, very, very exciting. So, okay, that brought us through a lot of the questions that have not been answered at this time. Like I said, the biggest thing to note from Derek right there is that you guys will be emailed out your tickets next week. Our hope, once again, the reason we are waiting is that if we can get 30% to increase just a little bit, our plan is your seats would change from where we have them right now. And if that's the case, they would of course, we'd be able to allow more people inside the park. And that would be something that we're very excited to do. One thing that Derek mentioned that I want to make sure to hammer home, if you guys transfer a ticket, it does automatically cancel the previous ticket. So if you guys transfer a ticket to somebody and then the original phone that you transferred it to uses the first version, that version will not work at the gate. We are very, very sure to make sure that we have only one ticket at a time. I see you guys pouring in more questions. Keep them coming. I'm going to keep answering them throughout this call. But next up, I'm getting waved at that we have Mario, our manager, and Eric Brimmer, our radio broadcaster and head broadcaster. Just to let you guys know, our broadcaster, we are not on radio airwaves, but we are streaming every single game on MILB.TV, where you can see a lot of minor league baseball games. And so you'll actually have audio and you'll have video and the audio, obviously, from Eric that we're talking about right now. But are we ready to go over to Eric? All right, sweet. Awesome, guys. Eric, you take it away. I think we have Mario on the line. We'll get rolling.
Hi, everybody. My name's Eric Bramer. I'm the play-by-play broadcaster for the Fredericksburg Nationals. And at long last, we are almost at opening day of the inaugural season. In a couple weeks, the man writing out the inaugural lineup card will be Mario Lisone, the first manager of the Fredericksburg Nationals, and he joins us here today. Mario, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you, Eric? Thanks
Good. I can imagine, just like you, everyone at spring training on the minor league side is excited to get back to baseball after a long time away.
Absolutely. It's been a while, definitely, for sure, and we're very excited. We are putting the work in right now, trying to get everybody ready to head up north.
Well, that's my first question. How do you get an entire team ready after such a long time away from organized baseball?
Well, we started a little slow. We had to make sure all the kids are in a good shape. Being so long and with all this COVID things that are happening and places being shut down and things like that. So it's a little challenging. But the first week, we got them in a good shape. We make sure that everybody was on a good condition to perform, and now we've been ramping it up. Actually, we started our games this past week. We played some inter squad games and the Marlins and the Astros today, actually.
But how fluid is the roster situation down at minor league spring training as you try and figure out who's going to be going to your team and who might be going elsewhere?
Well, not at the moment. We still got a couple more weeks left. There's still a lot of decisions to be made. I mean, we trying to watch everybody. We're trying to get everybody ready at the end. We just want to make sure whenever those rosters are set, those guys are ready. We have a tremendous talent, and there's a lot of interesting players in our farm, and I think whoever comes north with me and with the team, I think they'll be just fine.
I think you know this. When you guys arrive in Fredericksburg, you will be arriving to a rapturous reception. It'll be a celebratory atmosphere here as we have the first season in a brand new ballpark in a brand new market. What excites you about being part of that?
Oh, it's awesome. I heard a lot of good things about the facility, the stadium, and also the fans that can't wait for the games to start. It's been a long time, and I know everybody wants some baseball. And over here, we can't wait, man. Those too longs to go, they can't get here soon enough, and hopefully we're ready and everybody's healthy to go up there and play ball.
Since we last had minor league baseball on the field at the end of the 2019 season, a lot has happened. Number one, obviously the global pandemic, but also a restructuring of the minor league baseball system. The Fredericksburg Nationals were originally going to be a high A franchise. Now they are a low A franchise. And as someone who has played minor league baseball and knows the differences between the two levels, what can fans expect from low A baseball?
Well, I think there's a lot of guys learning still. That's for most of them that will be their first full season. They'll probably got some guys coming back from 2019, but for the most part, it's the first time for a lot of them. You know, I'm expecting at the beginning, they're a little nervous trying to do too much, and especially having fans that plays a big role. As you play rookie ball, there's basically no fans. It's just your own players watching the game and some scouts. Now they have fans. The first couple weeks, well, I guess will be a little bit too exciting for them, but hopefully they can settle into it. But we're excited, man. Hopefully we can all stay healthy. That's the main thing, obviously, and we're gonna go there and play hard, man. Play to win.
We're also going to be experiencing a change in the schedule structure where every Monday will be an off day and every series will be 6 games running Tuesday through Sunday. I know it'll be a lot easier on the traveling party, but speaking strategically, what will that mean for your starting rotations and other managerial decisions?
Well, right now, as the rotation, we haven't really set up anything yet. Likely will be a 5-man rotation. Like I said, I mean, it's still early to talk to you about a plan or what are we going to do in that aspect. But definitely it helps. It helps a little bit. You don't have to deal with it traveling in between weeks. When you're arriving to a new city at 3 a.m. and have to wake up and go play the next day. It gives you a little more breathing room, especially for those guys. They stay at one place, and we have the opportunity to play 6 days in a row, and then you get this day off. So I think it will help us. Also the traveling. I kind of look at the schedule, and the traveling looks very friendly, which will be awesome, and definitely will help the players, man. The main thing is it's trying to keep everybody fresh and make sure they are at 100% so they can perform their best.
The job of a major league manager is to keep everybody happy and to write out the lineup card and do all the strategic stuff that you traditionally think of in terms of managers. But at the minor league level, the job of a manager is a whole lot bigger than that. And I'm not sure too many people realize that. What are the unseen parts of your job that you think people should know about?
Well, the main thing, at least for me at this level, is we have to develop the players. At the big league level, the most important thing is win. You have to win every game. I think in our level, even though we're trying to win every game, my main goal and our staff main goal is to make those players the best they can be. And sometimes there's lessons off the field. There's lessons that are not physical, baseball physical, if you can put it that way. It's more of the mental side of the game. And at this level, those kids are just taking their first steps, and there's a lot of the mental side of the game that they need to continue to learn and develop. And that's a big one for me, and that's not seen much. And on TV or on the paper, you don't see that much. And I think that's a huge thing for us as an organization.
Finally, Mario, what do the final 2 weeks of your minor league spring training camp bring for you and the players as you try and ramp up towards opening day?
Well, we continue to play games. We're going to continue to play games. Whenever we don't play other teams, we're going to play each other, trying to get those kids as many as bats as possible, trying to get those pitchers' arms ready to go. Definitely the last week, once we have a better idea of who's going to be making the team or not, then we can start, talking a little more team-like or team-wise. But right now it's trying to get everybody ready, trying to get at bats, trying to see live pitching and get those pitchers to face batters and get everybody involved. Again, it's been a while, and sometimes even though we watch baseball and we talk baseball, even being away from baseball, it takes a little toll and it's a little hard. But I think we're definitely doing a great job here. There you go. Hold on.
It's the world we're living in.
Yes. No, this is this room. The light goes off. I lost there a little bit if there's no movement.
They're flashing the lights. Last call. That means it's my last question.
All right. What was it again?
Well, just, what will the final 2 weeks of camp bring? And I think you answered it.
Again, we're playing games. Right now we're trying to get everybody ready. Hitters are getting as many as bats as they can. They're trying to get as many live pitching as possible. The pitchers are getting ready. There's a lot of good arms here. They're throwing the ball very well. Infielders and outfielders are getting their legs ready. And hopefully, everybody stays healthy, and by the end of the month, we can go up there and play some good baseball.
Well, best of luck, Mario, for the remainder of spring training. I look forward to meeting you in person someday soon, and we look forward to opening day between the FredNats and the Lynchburg Hillcats in just a couple weeks' time.
Absolutely, Eric. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Awesome. Eric, thank you so much. And we're going to, guys, on opening day and every night from there on out, we're going to make sure the lights stay on for the whole thing. Unlike the technical difficulties that we just saw, but that's perfectly fine, guys. A lot of great questions still coming in. So hit us right below on the chat. We have a few of them. And one of my favorite ones that I saw comes from Christy Honecker. Christy Honecker says, Nick, can we watch you hang out a little bit more? Yes, we can. Shameless plug. We're doing some video game streaming. If you guys ever want to come hang out with us, Peg Leg Gaming on Facebook and PegLeg_gaming on Twitch. We'd love to have you out. It's a family-friendly thing. We'll move on from there. Elliot Bell, will we have access to promotions for games that we are not able to meet, like bobbleheads, etc.? Unfortunately, guys, no. Those are a one-night event only. And just to let you know, all of our promotions that we release, we are still doing all of them, and that does include opening night. Opening night will be the ticket giveaway. I saw a couple questions about that. There will be a ceremonial ticket giveaway at the gate. That ticket is different. It is an actual giveaway at the gate as opposed to the actual ticket that gets you inside the gate. It's more artistic and ceremonial all that kind of good stuff. Next question, Eric Powell. No commemorative ticket for the first game. Yes, we do. We have a commemorative ticket for that first game. I wanted to be sure to answer that question. Dara, why would I forward tickets? Dara, I don't know. I would hang on to your tickets and go to every single game. So great question. Fred Rankin, when will the online accounts be available? Guys, one other thing, we saw a lot of questions as well. This is, hey, this is really hard to follow. How are we supposed to remember all this? All of this information will be resent to you in an email, including Derek's talking portion, so you can follow along with him. But next week, one more time, next week is when we are planning on getting your ticket accounts live and set up. We do have to wait for the governor's orders in May to find out if that 30% is going to 50%, because if that changes, our entire seating plan changes. Now, remember, if you're seeing this, our full seasons, our half seasons, and our 15-game mini plans, you guys all are guaranteed those tickets that are inside your package. So just as a reminder, guys, number one question that we are getting a whole lot is, I haven't gotten to pick out my seats yet. Unfortunately, the seats will not be the same. The seats will not be the same all year long. We cannot guarantee that because of the seating structure. And the one thing I can guarantee, you will most likely not have the seats that you guys picked out. It was just impossible to be able to do that for very many fans at all with how the seating structure is set up. So do keep that in mind. We appreciate your flexibility. We know that this is not ideal. We really do. And that's why we wanted to give you guys the chance to opt out if that's what you wanted to do. The overwhelming amount of support that we got from you all, we could not be any more thankful. Jennifer and Kristen, are we sending out tickets for the May 4th home opener, or can we just walk in? No, this will be a ticketed event. It will be a ticketed event for full season and half season ticket holders only. So very important to know those things. Online accounts, when are they available? Why would I forward? Perfect. So guys, that nails a good round of tickets. Keep them coming. Keep those questions coming. But very excited, guys. If you guys have tuned in late, do know that we are doing a ticketed event on May 4th to watch the season opener, the very first FredNats game, up on this amazing Jumbotron right there. And you guys will actually be seated inside the stadium. We'll be treating this as a real game. Gives us a run through, but it also shows you guys a little bit of what to expect with food and everything like that inside the stadium as well. The next part that I wanted to go over just really briefly. Now, we're going to have one more segment where we're answering questions. So if you guys still have a question, please ask it down below in that chat box. But the next thing I want to do is I want to send it off over to Dave Woodard, and Dave is going to introduce his ticket staff. So if you guys have a season ticket with the FredNats, odds are you've been communicating with one of the following people out here at the ballpark, and you're going to be able to get to meet them briefly real quick. And they'll come back to me, put a big bow on everything. We'll get you as much information, but once again, this is going to go out as a recorded segment. Obviously it's not going to be live the second time people see this. But each of the individual folks that talked, including that awesome interview with Eric and Mario, as well as Derek telling you guys the walkthrough tickets, you guys are going to get that information. So please stand by. And those online accounts are coming up next week. I think Dave is ready. Dave is ready right now. And I'm going to send it over his way.
Hey everyone, I'm David Woodard. I'm the Director of Ticketing for the Fredericksburg Nationals baseball team. So I'm in charge of everything ticket related, the ticket sales staff, the box office staff. I'm from Lebanon, Virginia, a tiny town in the southwestern part of the state. I graduated with a degree from Old Dominion, Business Administration Finance in 2013. This is my fifth minor league team that I've worked for. I started out as a ticket sales intern with the Myrtle Beach Pelicans, who are now our rival. So look forward to beating them on the field many times in the future. From there, I went on to group sales for the Reno Aces, the Arizona Diamondbacks AAA team out in Nevada. And then back to the East Coast with the Charlotte Knights, where I was the inside sales manager. And last stop before here, I was the director of ticketing for the State College Spikes, the Cardinals affiliate up in Pennsylvania. But I'm very, very excited to be working in Fredericksburg. We've got a beautiful state-of-the-art facility. I've been all over the country in minor league baseball, been to many, many ballparks. And I can tell you that our ballpark that we have here in Fredericksburg is second to none. We have a state-of-the-art, top-notch facility. People always ask me, what's your favorite part of working in baseball? And I always say, it's you. It's working with you guys, the fans. So I get to come to the ballpark every day and talk baseball and work with you. So that's what really makes my job enjoyable. We are your stewards here, but the FredNats, the baseball team here, belongs to you guys. So we're the stewards, and we're here to make your experience as good as it possibly can be. Please, 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 if you see me in the ballpark or around town or anywhere, stop, introduce yourself. That's one of the things with COVID that has been a little bit different, that we haven't had a chance to interact with you folks as much as we normally would. So please, please, please stop me, talk to me, introduce yourselves. If there's anything that myself or my staff can do to make your experience better, please let us know. That's what we're here for. We work for you. We're excited to meet you, and can't wait to see everybody here at the ballpark. And I'm excited to turn it over to introduce you to all of our sales staff here. We've got a great team in place, and they're going to introduce themselves to you. But we all just cannot wait to welcome you here for that first pitch, and just super excited. Go FredNats.
Hey everybody, I'm Jimmy. I'm one of the ticket reps here at the FredNats. I'm excited to welcome everyone to the ballpark for our inaugural season here in 2021. A little bit about myself. I grew up in the Hudson Valley, small town called Germantown, just north of Poughkeepsie. I graduated Siena College in 2015, wanted to teach American history, decided I wanted to do baseball instead last minute. So in 2016, I got my master's from SUNY Cortland. In 2016, I worked for the Ripken brothers in Myrtle Beach at the Ripken Experience Tournament Complex. And then in 17 and 18, I was a baseball scout with Baseball Info Solutions, where I charted games, did all the scouting reports. It was a lot of fun, really got me really involved in the industry. And then in 2019, I decided I wanted to go into sales. I worked for the Florida State League Charlotte Stone Crabs, the Tampa Bay Rays affiliate down there. And then in the middle of 2019, I found myself in South Dakota, in Rapid City, working for the ECHL affiliate of the Arizona Coyotes, the Rapid City Rush. In November 2019, I came over to Fredericksburg, really excited to be in town. The family actually lived here back in the early 90s, so I'm happy to be back. We lived in a place called Lottie Court. My oldest brother went to Smith Station Elementary. I'm the fourth son of five. And on some fun facts about me, my favorite restaurant in town is Basilico's New York Deli. And I'm also a big Batman fan. I love me some Batman. Outside of that, the big thing I want you all to know is we're going to take care of you just like family this year. Regardless of who's inside, what night, we're going to take care of everyone in here. It's your first time at the ballpark, and it's our first time working the ballpark for a full season. So I'm excited to see everyone down here this season, and go FredNats.
Hi, my name is Chris. I'm from Richmond, Virginia, and I will be your account executive this season. After 18 years of living in Richmond, I went to East Carolina University, so go Pirates. I spent 4 years working in minor league baseball between Peoria, Illinois, Oklahoma City, and briefly was in Delmarva. I'm very excited to work with everyone this season and recently joining the team. So go FredNats.
Hi everyone, my name is Allie and I'm one of the ticket account executives here with the FredNats. I grew up in the northern neck of Virginia in a small town called Heathville. I then went to college in Virginia Beach at Virginia Wesleyan University and graduated in 2019 with a BA in business. While I was there, I interned with the Norfolk Tides for 7 months during their 2019 season. They're the AAA affiliate for the Orioles. And then I started here with the FredNats in the fall of 2019. My parents grew up right outside of Philadelphia, so I had no choice but to be a Philly fan for everything. So outside of baseball, I am a diehard Eagles and Flyers fan. My favorite local restaurant here has been Six Bears and a Goat. We're really looking forward to having everybody out here for this baseball season. Go FredNats.
There we go, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Odds are you guys are working with one of those people, and they do a tremendous job for us. Their job has really gotten more difficult in the last little while with all these restrictions, reseating everybody. This has been a huge undertaking by our ticket staff. I couldn't be any more proud of them. I know that you guys on your end, you really just see like, hey, the finished product. But man, I'll tell you what, a stadium is a whole lot easier to operate when we just get to put you guys in your original seats that you pick out, and then we just put on sale the rest of them. But when you make this whole thing a puzzle, when you make the whole entire thing a puzzle, it gets very, very difficult to do this. And they have handled it with grace and handled it perfectly, in my opinion. Some more questions, guys. Last chance for questions. If you want to type this in right now. Beverly Cutler, does no on-field entertainment mean no Friday night fireworks? That's a great example. And no, that does not mean that. We are still doing the Friday night fireworks. We are still doing giveaways on a lot of our Sunday home games. We are still doing specialty shirt jerseys on some of our Saturdays. We're still doing that kind of stuff. The only difference is like the Dizzy Bat Race will be happening from the stands somewhere as opposed to on the field itself. And I don't know, I don't have exact messages. Nick, how much caffeine have you had? A good bit. Thank you for asking. Nick, are there regulations and instructions regarding vehicle parking? This is a huge question. You guys are asking a ton of them. Steve and Terry actually sent this specific one, but you guys are all asking this, so I want to go over parking. We are still honoring parking. How our parking works is that if you have a pass, you just get free parking. It does not guarantee you a specific spot. I saw a couple questions about that. That is not a COVID thing. That is all the time thing. It just gets you the free parking where you don't have to pay for it night after night. You guys will still get the parking passes. The parking passes will also be digital on your phone, or you can print them at home. That is the same exact process that Derek showed you. But then along with that too, if you do not have purchase parking, preseason purchase parking, remember, it is cashless. It's a cashless ballpark. A great question from Matt. Do you know the time the gates will open before game time? If you're a full season ticket holder, you get in 90 minutes before game time. If the rest of the general public is 1 hour before game time. So a lot of people asking those questions about, giveaways and such. Our Founders Club get this huge advantage by getting in 30 minutes early. Just to be clear, the mini plan holders will not be invited to the May 4th game. Steve, unfortunately, that is the case. We just, with the seating plan, the way that it's working, we don't have a way to actually invite all the mini plan holders in and still stay below that 30% mark. We will see if the sanctions once again are able to lift a little looser from 30%. And if that's the case, we can start flirting with that idea of possibly having our mini plan holders out here. William York, I know that I think we mentioned it a few times as a season ticket holder. Why have I not received anything about picking my seats? Unfortunately, it was not possible to have folks pick our seats, especially with doing this all within a 2-week span. Do keep in mind, to reach all of you guys so far, it's taken 2 years. So to be able to do this in 2 weeks was just a huge undertaking. We had to auto assign these seats, and they were auto assigned based on the best tickets went to the earliest season ticket holders that we have had inside the park. Right before we're getting ready to wrap up, guys, from an iPad, I have how much is parking. Parking is $5. If you do not have parking already attached to your season long parking passes. Aaron, will the kids' playground be open? The playground right now is not open. We are still waiting on the government, on the governor's office to be able to allow playgrounds to be open. And as soon as that happens, I'm telling you right now, we have a ropes course playground, one of the coolest things ever. Before COVID was hot and heavy, I did get a chance to play on it. And if it can hold me, guarantee it can hold your kids. Okay, let me see. I'm just reading the last few of these. Yes, get mini plan holders. Shane, mini plan holders are guaranteed tickets to any games that you already have tickets for. That is not changing anytime soon. Let's see. I'm reading these last fews. Michael, we do have a way, our ticket scanners at the gate do have a way to know if you are a Founders Club member or not. So the general public would not be able to get in early. Let's see, I'm looking at these. Okay, so they're starting, I think they're starting to get a little silly, which is okay. Mini plan holders cannot pre-purchase parking, Cynthia. The pre-purchase parking is available only to full season and half season ticket holders. Guys, that's going to wrap it up. I cannot stress to you guys how excited we are to be here finally. We are finally here. We are finally ready to get this thing kicked off. We are excited to be able to get you guys in the park. We are excited to have this event on May 4th. So a last thing to put a bow on everything, just remember this is going to be pre-recorded. It is going to be on the YouTube. So you'll be able to watch the whole thing in its entirety. But then along with that too, we will be sending out more information on your ticket account and everything next week. Just as a reminder, saying it again, because it's a huge question that keeps getting asked. Your ticket account will be accessible once we send you the temporary login information. It is all through a digital format. We have to wait until next week when the governor should make an announcement if our seating capacity could possibly increase, because if that's the case, we have to start over and redo it all, but we'll have that out within a few days once again. So guys, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you guys stopping in and checking this out, and we will see you very soon. Go FredNats.